Withdrawal agreement was just simply a legal text that took us into
well,
a
the
transition
European Union
period
say that
in
that's
order
the
to
withdrawal
negotiate
agreement.
a deal. Yeah, but that's when the negotiations start on the future trading relationship. Those negotiations haven't begun. Once you agree a withdrawal agreement,
because Parliament
those
kept rejecting the
negotiations
deal.
begin. Well, there isn't a deal. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Well, it's news to me. You're now rewriting history.
I'm
so
not
I've now heard
rewriting
everything.
history.
I've
I'm
heard
not
that.
rewriting
Well,
history.
you are.
This is nonsense.
You're telling me that
you
the
don't seem to
withdrawal
understand
agreement.
what the withdrawal agreement is.
Well, the withdrawal agreement was a
which I
withdrawal
have read,
agreement.
is 585 pages
Right.
of legal text, which settles a series of questions about security, data sharing protocols, the divorce bill, and ushers in a transition period in which you start to negotiate Britain's future trading relationship
Well, I think
with
everybody
the EU.
knows, right, that whether or not you leave with a deal or without a deal, you have to negotiate quite a lot for quite some years to come, and that will always be the case.
Parliament
so the use
had
of
no
language
right
here. So hang on,
to-
the use of language
to
here
any say
is
over those negotiations.
This is why people are feeling that as though they've been misled, because you're using parliamentary sort of procedures and parliamentary niceties and parliamentary language to basically get away from the point, which is either you want to leave the European Union or you do not. And now we've got Labour MPs saying, we wish we voted for Theresa May's deal now, and now we'd like to.
I'm sorry, I'm not saying that.
I don't know where you're getting this
that.
from.
I've
You're the
never
only
said
person
that.
sitting in this entire area who thinks you didn't vote down Theresa May's withdrawal agreement.
The withdrawal agreement bill was proposed to Parliament. We never got a vote on it. And that is one of the reasons why Stephen Kinnock and others this week are trying to bring back the withdrawal agreement bill to give Parliament the chance to vote for that for the first time. Theresa May told us she had a withdrawal agreement bill that she was planning to bring before Parliament.
Ruth Smith was on TV last night
she
saying,
resigned.
hang on, Ruth Smith was on TV last night saying that she regretted voting against Theresa May's withdrawal agreement and would now like to vote for it. So you're telling me that nobody's ever voted for it at all?
We had 3 meaningful votes. That is
We had
not a
3
withdrawal
votes.
agreement bill. The withdrawal agreement bill never came before Parliament. We're trying to bring it before Parliament this week so that we can actually vote for it.
And how would you
with
make
respect,
that different?
If I could say this, you say that Labour MPs are sitting here are trying to use misleading language in order to mislead the public. You keep talking about a deal. We haven't negotiated a deal, and this is part of what is obscuring this for the public. You have to be clear about what has happened here.
So you're going to tell
and
me
you're not telling the truth.
Well, you're going to tell me. Well, I am telling the truth because that's what I do. What I don't do is obfuscate the truth, which is what you people do.
That's what you've just done. That's exactly what you've just done.
So you're telling me that Theresa May did not go to
telling
Brussels.
the public we've got a deal. We haven't started negotiating
You're telling me
a deal.
Theresa May did not go to Brussels, did not negotiate a deal, did not bring it before Parliament, and it was not voted down 3 times.
She negotiated a withdrawal agreement which settled legal and technical questions and allowed the UK then to go and negotiate a deal. Those negotiations haven't yet started. That is one of the reasons the public are so frustrated. It's one of the reasons I'm so frustrated, and it's one of the reasons that we're trying to bring that withdrawal agreement bill before Parliament for the first time to see if we can get a majority for it, and then allow Parliament and the government to have a role and a say in what those
Why
future
don't you have an
trading
election,
relationship
then you could be in
arrangements look
charge
like.
of the government, and then you could do what you wanted?
Because if we have an election right now, we give Boris Johnson the power to set the date, and if he sets the date for after the 31st of October, we leave the EU with no deal and no arrangements at all.
Well, you say we haven't got a deal now.
Well, we've got a deal because
you just told me we didn't have a deal.
We haven't left the EU yet, so we've got a deal in that we're still technically
You just told me we haven't got a
members
deal.
of the European
You can't
Union.
even have a deal a minute ago and now not have a deal.
I think you're just trying to be difficult, to be honest.
I'm not.
This
I'm
is
just trying to get at the
complete and utter
truth.
Nonsense.
I'm just trying to get at the truth.
We haven't left the EU
Right.
yet.
So do we have a deal?
So we haven't negotiated a deal.
You just
no.
said we had a
but
deal.
We're in the EU at the moment.
Yes.
If we leave on the 31st of October, we aren't. I don't really understand what's so difficult about this for you.
Well, it's not me that's
we're
difficult.
leaving the
I
EU
do
on
my
the
job
31st
every
of
day, right?
October.
You guys haven't done your job for 3 years.
Well, this is just complete nonsense because you're not doing your job now. You're pretending to the public that all we're doing in Parliament is running round
that's what it looks
trying
like.
to stop a
And that's
deal.
what they'd say to me.
We're trying
Because
to agree a
I
deal.
talk to the
That
public
is the
every
purpose.
single day, and that's what they say to me. They're sick to death of politicians arguing over semantics, arguing over little niceties, and making excuses about why we cannot do what they asked you to do, which is to leave the European
And
Union.
frankly, with media commentary of this level, I'm not surprised that
Really?
they're confused and upset about what's
Oh,
going on.
so you think it's our fault now?
I think you're not shedding any light on
I'm
this
trying to get
process
at the
all.
truth. So
All
far
you're
you've told me 3 different versions of it.
No, it's nonsense. All you're creating is heat rather than light.
Is that
and
right?
actually,
And what are
frankly,
you
at the moment,
creating
that's quite
exactly?
shameful. What we're doing
I
today...
think what you're doing is quite shameful
what
as well,
we're doing
but I
to-
wouldn't say that to you because I have great respect for the parliamentarians behind me here
Well, it doesn't
who are
sound like
supposed
it,
to be
to be honest.
voted in to do the bidding of the people who voted you in. And
You've
got
just spent 5
two-thirds
minutes saying that we're
of
not
your
doing our
voters.
jobs and we're letting the
Well,
country
you're not,
down.
are you?
And talking absolute nonsense,
Really?
frankly. Yeah.